Hello, everyone, and good evening to you all. My name is Felton Parker. Today is Friday, March 28, 2025. As always, each day is a wonderful day to be blessed by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I sincerely hope you folks have a truly blessed and wonderful Friday. What I have for you guys in tonight's video is the list of all the National Day holidays from my National Day calendar segment. That includes my featured National Day holiday. Also tonight, right after my National Day calendar segment, I'll have my famous birthday segment for you all, where it features our famous people who were born on this day. And also tonight, in my weather segment, I will let you all know exactly what we're expecting for the entire weekend. That's both tomorrow, which is Saturday, and Sunday, plus through all of next week. So without further ado, let's get things started here on this Friday night as we conclude yet another day and another week as I begin my National Day calendar segment here on this Friday night, the last Friday of March. And for sure, I'm definitely going to have plenty to say about the rains that we've experienced today, but that'll be coming up a bit later on in my weather segment. And of course, today was something on the stick day. So what is your favorite food to eat on a stick? Is it sausage, alligators, corn dogs, anything you can name? Observed each year on this day. National Something on a Stick Day is a food holiday that lets you use your creative talents. Once you get started, the possibilities are endless. Foods that come on a stick are fun and easy to eat. Hashtag Something on a Stick Day. There's much that can be put on the stick when talking about food. Soup might be that one exception, though if it were flavored for frozen. Of course, an exception might even be made. From cool summer treats like the popsicle to frozen food staples like the corn dog, food on a stick is one of the world's greatest inventions. Fresh fruit, kebabs, and skewers of grilled veggies and meat are both summer favorites. Now, grilling season will be coming up in a little while from now. Looking forward to that. Street fairs and food trucks have created a variety of recipes made to go on the stick that takes us from breakfast to after party hunger with flavor combinations that sometimes makes us wonder why we haven't tried that before. Whether it is fresh and healthy or breaded and deep fried, menu choices are broad and plentiful for National Something on a Stick Day. Here's how to observe. Get creative and here's how to observe. Get inventive and create your own combination. How about grilled pear on the stick? How about grilled apple on the stick? Or perhaps meat and cheese squares or brownie and marshmallow bites. Have a creative breakfast, lunch, or dinner and have fun with the day. Excuse me. Master eating with chopsticks. Serve each meal on the stick. French toast for breakfast. How about mini-sized waffles? Serve it cut up on toothpicks. Salad for lunch. Side all the fixings on the skewer. The same goes for supper or dinner, however you call it. Be creative and invite the whole family in the planner. Be creative and invite the whole family in the planning. Just don't serve soup. I say that is easy spill. How about small sliders or burgers on the stick or small sandwiches? Challenge the family to create or name as many foods on the stick as possible. Have you ever put family photos on the stick or created something similar to a flat Stanley? Take a group photo using a selfie stick. That's right, put your phone on a stick. Of course, I've had a selfie stick one time, but that was years ago, maybe about 9-10 years ago. I barely even used it. Also, use hashtag Something on the Stick that you post on social media. It doesn't necessarily have to be just about food items. Anything on the stick is what was celebrated today, whether it's a food category or not. Anyone can celebrate National Something on the Stick Day. All you need is a skewer or chopsticks and your favorite foods. Some foods already come on a stick. Corn dogs and popsicles come to mind. This day does not require cooking, or at least it doesn't have to. Make fruit kebabs or have an ice cream bar. Slice up some PB&J sandwiches and put them on this skewer. Of course, anything can on the stick. How about chicken fingers on the stick? I've tried those one time. Alligators, chicken, fish fillet, like fried chicken, like chicken, alligators, fish sticks, shrimp, whatever you can think of. Today also was National Triglycerides Day, National Black Forest Cake Day, and also today was National Weed Appreciation Day. And here are famous birthdays of our people who were born, who have celebrated their birthdays on this day, Friday, March 28th. Today, pop singer Lady Gaga turns 39. TV actress Maya LeClark turns 14. Rapper Jackson Wayne turns 31. Country singer Reba McEntire turns 70. Movie actress Kaylee Fleming turns 18. Movie actress Julia Stiles turns 44. Soap opera actress Lacey Turner turns 37. Movie actor Vince Vaughn turns 55. Movie actress Laura Harrier turns 35. TV actor Nick Frost turns 53. Rapper Dreezy turns 31. And Kate Gosselin turns 50. These are following famous people who have celebrated their birthdays earlier today on this day, Friday, March 28th. And of course, it's been another quite an evening of March Madness action. And I believe of course I did watch I did watch the NCAA Women's Sweet 16 earlier tonight. Of course, I watched LSU Lady Tigers. And of course, earlier this evening, the LSU Lady Tigers. And this is the Sweet 16 of the women's regional semifinal in the Spokane region, and the NCAA women's final between LSU and North Carolina State. And of course, the LSU Tigers took the victory, and in the women's NCAA, the LSU Lady Tigers took the victory over North Carolina State with the final score of 80-73. LSU is now waiting. Of course, LSU Lady Tigers will be playing on Sunday. So again, this game aired on ESPN. LSU Lady Tigers earlier this evening. And of course, LSU Lady Tigers took the victory in the Spokane regional semifinals. Excuse me. In the Spokane regional semifinals, LSU Lady Tigers took the victory over North Carolina State. Final score to that was 80-73. So LSU will now, LSU will now face the top seed in the elite in the Spokane regional final on Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. on ABC. I'm sorry, it was beginning at 2 p.m. our time on ABC. Looking forward to see where LSU reached the women's Final Four, which will be played on next Friday. in Tampa. So we're exactly a week away from the NCAA Women's Final Four, which will be played in Tampa. The NCAA Women's Final Four, which is exactly a week from today. And let's move on to the now, of course. Let's focus on the NCAA. Now let's focus on the second night of the men's regional semifinal, the second night of the Sweet 16. Of course, I watched 10 seed Arkansas and 3rd seed Texas Tech in last night's West Regional semifinals, and of course this is the only overtime game. So Texas Tech went on to win over Arkansas. Final score was 85-83 in overtime. So Texas Tech survives in the tournament. So Texas Tech went on to win over Arkansas in last night's West Regional semifinal in overtime, 85-83. Now, Now we'll have 3rd seed in the West Regional final. We'll have 3rd seed Texas Tech versus the top seed in the West Regional bracket on Saturday. This game will be played tomorrow at 5:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time on TBS and True TV. And here's how your okay, I'm gonna give me a moment to update some scores from the and of course tonight was the second night of the NCAA men's regional semifinals. I have the bracket in front of me just to keep up with how we're doing so far in this year's NCAA March Madness. Now earlier this evening we watched 6th seed Ole Miss versus 2nd seed in the South Regional semifinals. 2nd seed and 6th seed Ole Miss versus 2nd seed Michigan State. That's Ole Miss Rebels and the Michigan State Spartans. Of course. So Michigan State defeats Ole Miss, final score 73-70. So Michigan State has advanced and will now be playing in Sunday's West Region. And of course, Michigan State now advances to Elite 8 on Sunday. In Atlanta. So again, 2nd seed Michigan State in the South Regional semifinal defeated Ole Miss earlier this evening with a final score of 73-70. And also the first game of the Midwest Regional semifinal. The first game of the Midwest Regional semifinal excuse me, also took place earlier this evening, and of course the 2nd seed in the Midwest Regional bracket took the victory over Kentucky with a final score of 78-65. So the 2nd seed Tennessee advances, and will be featured in the Elite 8 to face the winner of Purdue and Houston. So again, second seed Tennessee took the victory over third seed Kentucky in the Midwest Regional Semifinal earlier this evening. So Tennessee is now one of the teams that has reached the Elite Eight. And also, in the South Regional Semifinal, the second game of the South Regional Semifinal, excuse me, was also in progress earlier this evening. So we've had fifth seed Michigan versus the top seed in the South Regional bracket, Auburn. And of course, the Auburn Tigers, one of the teams in the tournament remaining in the SEC, defeated Michigan with the final score of 78-65 to advance themselves to the Elite Eight. And the South Regional Final will be played on Sunday. So the top seed Auburn holds on. And also, we still have the Houston and Purdue game set up. We do have the Houston and Purdue. We do have the Purdue fourth seed in the. Also, we also have the final. We also have the final game of this year's NCAA Sweet 16. And of course, this is the Midwest Regional Semifinal, which is still currently in progress, with 3:48 remaining in the second half. And the top seed in the Midwest Regional bracket, Houston, is leading by 2 points, 57-55, over fourth seed Purdue. Over Purdue, the number 4 seed in the Midwest in the Midwest Region bracket. So here's how the bracket is looking so far. So here's how the bracket is set so far. You'll have to pardon me with the number of times I've erased and a couple scratch shots. I'm trying to write everything in pencil, not trying to put any of this in ink, because you know me, when I try to fill this stuff out, I'm always making errors. So this is why I have to make sure I use a pencil and not an ink pen. Now your following games are being set up for both tomorrow and Sunday. Now here are your following games that are set for both tomorrow and Sunday. A preview of this year's Elite Eight. All games will be played. So we have a slate of 2 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday. So tomorrow, which is Saturday, March 29th, and both games will be aired on TBS. So tomorrow afternoon at 5:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, tomorrow at 5:09 p.m. we have the third seed Texas Tech will face the top seed in the West Regional Final, Florida. In the West Regional Final, third seed Texas Tech will face the top seed in the third seed Texas Tech will face the top seed in the West Regional bracket. Texas Tech and Florida will face each other tomorrow evening at 5:09 p.m. on TBS. And also later on tomorrow night at 7:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the second seed, the top 2 seeds in the East Region in the East Regional bracket will face each other. So we have second seed Alabama versus we have the second seed Alabama versus the top seed in the East region bracket. We have Alabama and Duke. Will also take place later on tomorrow evening at 7:49 p.m. Now on Sunday, in the South regional final, we have Michigan State, second seed Michigan State will face the top seed in the South regional in the South regional final, Michigan State and Auburn, and also we have Kentucky in the winner of Houston. Tennessee in the winner of Houston Purdue. Winner of Houston and Purdue. That means I will let you all know exactly what teams will win. So again, tomorrow. So in the West Regional Final, Texas Tech and Florida. Also, so in the West Regional Final, Texas Tech and Florida. So here you're following Elite Eight teams. Texas Tech and Florida, following Elite Eight games. These games will be played tomorrow. Texas Tech and Florida, Alabama and Duke. And on Sunday, Michigan State and Auburn, and Tennessee and either Houston or Purdue. So it appears that. So right now I'm pulling for Houston. So as of right now, all 4 number 1 seed teams remain in the tournament. So as of right now, no major upsets, unlike what we've seen in the first and second rounds last weekend. So, and this is the final game. This is the Midwest Regional Semifinal. This is the final game of the Sweet 16. And then we'll focus on the Elite Eight. So I just thought I'd give you guys your March Madness update. The NCAA March Madness is well underway, and of course, the March Madness action continues tomorrow with both the women's. Tomorrow will also be the women's second day of the Sweet 16. Also, the first day of the men's Elite Eight. And also, do not forget the women's Final Four will be held next Friday, April 4th, and Sunday, April 6th, in Tampa. While the men's NCAA Final Four will take place next Saturday, April 5th. So, okay, the women's Final Four will be held next Friday, April 4th, and the women's championship title game will be held on Sunday, April 6th, in Tampa, Florida. Also, the men's Final Four will be held next Saturday, April 5th, and along with the men's national championship title game, Monday night, April 7th, in San Antonio. So this year's women's Final Four will be held in Tampa, and then the men's NCAA Final Four will be held in San Antonio. So now let's start focusing on your weather. And of course, we have some very serious weather that will be headed our way within the next several days. So of course, I have told you guys all week long that we will have a fairly decent amount of widespread rain throughout today. Now we actually the first part of the day was we did feature. Now of course rains have been totally off and on, and of course we've seen. Of course, we've seen quite a bit of rain the better part of the evening. Of course, if you're wanting rain, if you're liking rain and tons of it, then of course I have multiple days of decent rain chances in the forecast. And of course, this forecast here it's a very serious one, and we still have a major severe weather threat on the way for Sunday, and that is exactly what I'm getting ready to tell you guys about now. Severe storm Sunday, so it looks like the most active of the next several days will happen to be Sunday. Severe thunderstorms are likely across the region Sunday afternoon and Sunday night ahead of a cold front. Large hail, damaging winds, and isolated tornadoes are all possible. So, of course, we have severe weather threat on Sunday, level 3 out of 5, all of the 4-state region. Of course, and yes, we do have the Defenders of Liberty Air Show happening this weekend in Barksdale Air Force Base, both tomorrow and Sunday. Of course, we have the air show taking place this weekend. So, of course, we have a major severe weather threat on Sunday. You know, it's springtime, which, and of course, so severe weather threat on Sunday, level 3 out of 5, all of the 4-state region. That will put us, that will make it an enhanced risk. Most parts of Shreveport, Bossier City area are still under a slight risk, but areas like in Texarkana and most portions of Texarkana and other portions of far northeast Texas and most portions of Arkansas and a good portion of Bossier and Caddo Parish, as well as much of North Louisiana and portions of central and southern Arkansas, extending all the way eastward, is under an enhanced risk. In some areas across the mid-south or the deep south or southern U.S., it could be as a moderate risk. So this is something we have to take very seriously. So this will likely affect the area Sunday afternoon to Sunday night. Highest risk for severe storms over extreme southeast Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas, extreme eastern Texas, and north Louisiana. Here are the potential hazards. Isolate the potential hazards are tornadoes, damaging winds, hail, and thunder. So isolated tornadoes are possible, damaging wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or greater, and large hail or quarter size or larger. So Sunday is going to be it is without doubt going to be an extremely busy day for each of us in the weather department. So this is something we have to pay very close attention to and be on the serious lookout. This is going to be ahead of a strong cold front. So we could close the weekend off on a rather active note. And we have lots of moisture. We have plenty of warm air in place, and you know this is one of our typical springtime features. It's just, of course, it is severe weather season, and the time to be prepared for any signs of hazardous weather is now. Just please be sure to have all your devices charged: laptop, PCs, smartphones, laptop, PCs, and tablets charged 100% full capacity. And make sure you have all the necessary equipment like batteries or flashlights. Should your home or business lose power in the wake of these storms? Now here are your averages and records for this Friday. Normal high is 74, normal low is 50. 88 is the record high set on this day back in 1879. 31 is the record low set on this date back in 1955. And most of us aren't under a watch or warning here on this Friday night, but portions of the of Deep East Texas and portions of central and central Louisiana are under a flood watch due to excessive amounts of rain we've seen across portions of the region. Now, of course, we've seen a periods of heavy rainfall affecting our region earlier this evening. This is the same thing. We still have rain happening across portions of Shreveport, including the small clusters. Now, portions of East Texas aren't getting as much of the heavy rains like we are, but you'll find the heaviest, of course, rainfall totals are generally at least like the mainly moderate across Shreveport, Bossier, and much of northwest Louisiana. The heavier amounts are going to be the further south you go, especially along the I-49 corridor heading towards Alexandria. That's where you're going to find the heavier of the rains. And also another cluster of showers happening across portions of central Arkansas from Pine Bluff into the Little Rock area. So very active. So it's been a rather soggy Friday evening. So if you've been out and about in the town this Friday evening, just hope you had your umbrellas and rain jackets with you. And now what you're seeing here, and of course, it's also been a rather active day for us across Shreveport. So this is exactly what you're seeing here. If you look on the regional radar, much of this line is being concentrated across most portions of the western portions of Louisiana. Also, another round of heavy rain is affecting portions of south and southeast Louisiana. I want to say around the Hammond or the New Orleans metro area here on this Friday night. If you work your way up northward, you see another line of storm rain affecting portions of central Mississippi, including Jackson, and also most portions of central Arkansas is where the heaviest of the rain is happening. So, and it's raining across a good portion of our portion of the southern our portion across the south central U.S. and also a few showers extending all the way from eastern Missouri into portions of western Illinois. So plenty of rain. So of course you're seeing plenty of rain. So this is where the hit. So this is where the most areas of rain are being largely concentrated, and all this is causing up the disturbances. Because we have multiple rain chances on the way within the next several days, besides our severe weather threat, which is expected to come our way on Sunday. So we've seen periods of mainly light to moderate rain affecting us. We've seen clouds stick around basically throughout the entire day. We've seen periods of mostly light to moderate rain along with a few thunderstorms. Of course, you have heard in the news bulletins that some portions of the area have been under a tornado watch. Also, some portions of the region have been under tornado warning. So now I did say that we will have at least a low end severe weather threat, but the main severe weather threat will be coming to us late in the weekend, most likely on Sunday. So I will be keeping you guys posted throughout the entire weekend based upon what's going to happen, what's going to be coming our way on Sunday. So Sunday is today. We're going to be looking out for the widespread severe weather event. As of right now, we are under we're under a slightly enhanced risk. So please get yourselves prepared for Sunday storms. And of course, we'll have additional active weather on the way, even as we go further into next week, additional episodes of very active weather. So, of course, it is springtime, and we are just now wrapping up the first full week of spring officially, and we are about to concentrate on what's in a generally a springtime pattern, where we see episodes of storms. So we're going to be in. So it appears that I'll tell you guys more about this in a few minutes. But we're going to be in a rather stormy and active and stormy pattern for. So I'll tell you guys. So we're still even at this hour here on this Friday night. So here's how things are looking here on this front. So we've seen periods of off and on rain happening. We've seen periods of off and on rain mostly throughout the early part of the day. We've seen periods of steady light to moderate rains and even some heavy in a few spots. So it's been rather an active, soggy and rather stormy evenings or so. So we were under a tornado watch in some parts of the area under a tornado warning. So it's been rather active ending to the week, rather active Friday, rather soggy and stormy. And because of that, because we will have more clouds around, temperatures, we mostly had highs in the mid-70s earlier today, which is just about not from where we should be this time of year. Now here's how things are looking outside here on this Friday night. Temperature outside is 66 degrees with periods of light rain. Humidity is 88%. Dew point is 63 degrees. We have a southeast wind at 12 miles per hour. Visibility, we have reduced visibility at 5 miles per hour. So if you've been out and about this Friday evening, so please be sure to use extreme caution and drive carefully and drive slowly. Remember the main important drills when it comes to flash flood in the area. Turn around, don't drown. Winter hazards across the north, heavy rainfall across the Gulf Coast, severe weather outlook. Moisture across the northern plains, upper Great Lakes into northern New England will likely bring a period of snow, sleet, and freezing rain through this weekend. Meanwhile, heavy rainfall continues along the Gulf Coast with areas of flooding. Fire weather conditions continue for the areas of the plains, southern Appalachians into portions of Florida. Severe thunderstorm potential increasing. So we've seen periods of mainly like the minor rainfall. So I say that rainfall totals have been rather decent throughout this evening. And Now, because I know we have the air show this weekend, so my advice to you guys is to remember to, and of course, so my advice to you guys is to just remember to keep the umbrellas handy. Now. So my advice to you guys for this weekend is to keep the umbrellas handy, because and getting you guys prepared for what could be an extremely active conclusion to the weekend. Especially, so the day we're going to be paying the most attention to is Sunday, because that's when we have that potential severe weather threat on the way. Now tonight, it will be cloudy and warm. It will be cloudy and warm. So the heaviest of the rain should. So it will be cloudy and warm. So temperatures were not expected to drop much overnight. So because we have clouds and lots of moisture in place. Expect a couple showers this evening. Expect a couple showers this evening, followed by periods of thunderstorms. Especially later tonight. The low temperature 66 degrees. With the south-southeast wind at 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 90%. With a 9%, so chance of rain 90%. So we could see off and on periods of showers and a few thunderstorms occurring over the hours tonight. Now tomorrow, going to your Saturday. It will be partly cloudy, very warm and humid with only a few showers. So rainfall during the day tomorrow. So if you're heading out to the air show tomorrow at Barksdale Air Force Base, if you're heading out to the Defenders of Liberty Air Show, you shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just keep an umbrella in case. So now we may be expecting, of course. Now tomorrow will be, of course, perhaps tomorrow will be warm. Tomorrow, of course, will be warmer than today, since we should be expecting more sunshine in comparison to what we saw today. So it will be partly cloudy, very warm, with just a few showers, but we're not going to see we're not going to see that widespread activity, much like what we've experienced today. The high temperature of 83 degrees, so we're going to see temperatures rising back above normal, well above normal for this time of year. High temperature of 83 degrees to the south wind at 10 miles per hour, chance of rain 80%. That's going to be during the day. Now here's what so I know we have a total stormy weekend, but not the entire weekend is going to be stormy. Although now it shouldn't be a washout, even though chances of rain in the forecast, chances of storms are in the forecast both for the entire weekend, it should not be too much of a washout. I'd say so. So expect clouds to linger along with the chance of early morning storms tomorrow. So we will start off tomorrow morning 6 a.m. with cloudy skies. We should be at 67 degrees. 9 a.m. tomorrow, partly cloudy. We expect just a few showers around. We should be at 68 degrees. Noon tomorrow with partly cloudy skies. We should be up to 75 degrees. 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon with partly cloudy skies. We should be at 79 degrees. 6 p.m. tomorrow evening with mostly sunny skies. We should be up to 81 degrees. And 9 p.m. tomorrow night with partly cloudy skies, we should be at 75 degrees. So if you're making plans on heading out to the air show tomorrow at Barksdale, then of course you should be fine. So just keep an eye to the sky and be on the lookout for any potential shower or two that may develop. Otherwise, because we have more sunshine, we should be expecting warmer temperatures. Now here's what the next 7 to 10 days have in store for us. At the low temperature night, 66 degrees. Of course, that is above normal for this. That is above normal for a low temperature this time of year. So so temperatures most likely be on the mild to warm side. At the low temperature night, 66 degrees. At the low temperature night, 66. Tomorrow, it will be very warm and humid. It will be very warm and humid, partly cloudy skies, and expect just a couple showers, but we won't have that widespread activity like we saw today. We won't have that widespread rain activity like we saw today. So tomorrow will be warmer than today. It will be very warm and humid, partly cloudy skies, just a couple showers. With the high temperature of with the high of 83 degrees, we have a south wind at 10 miles per hour, chance of rain 40%. So rainfall total should be any rains that we get during the day tomorrow should be nowhere near as heavy nowhere. So we shouldn't have that widespread rains tomorrow affecting to impact your Saturday. So heading out to the air show, I say go for it, but keep an umbrella handy just in case, because we're not going to be totally done with rain chances. Now, the day we all need to be looking out for is Sunday with chance of with severe weather on the way, especially with the potential threat of slight enhanced risk of storms. So be prepared for the severe weather activity that could be affecting us on Sunday. Expect partly and mostly cloudy skies. It'll be breezy and humid with a few showers and heavy thunderstorms. Of course, thunderstorms can bring hail and damaging winds with the high of 82, low of 59. Winds will be from the south at 15 miles per hour. We could see gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 90%. So Sunday is the day we're going to be expecting widespread severe thunderstorm activity. Excuse me. Expecting widespread severe weather activity. So again, this coming Sunday, March 3rd, I'm going to declare that as a severe weather alert day to keep you guys aware of what to expect. Now Monday, we'll take a pause from all the storm activity. So we will start off next week with plenty of sunshine, be pleasant and rather comfortable. So it will be rather pleasant. It would be pleasant. It will be a pleasant day for us with plenty of sunshine as we close out the month of March on Monday. With the high of 76, low of 54, winds will be from the north at 9 miles per hour and no rain is expected. Now, of course, Tuesday, we will return to warm temperatures. It will be very warm with partly cloudy. Now, for your Tuesdays, we begin the month of April. We will return to well above normal temperatures, very warm with partly cloudy skies. We have a southeast, so very warm, partly cloudy skies, high of 84, low of 72. We have a southeast wind 12 miles per hour, chance rain 10%. So I'm not expecting much in the way of any rain for your Tuesday. So much of the day Tuesday should be dry as of right now. Now Wednesday, of course, we get the very moist, humid moisture back in place. That will set the field for more showers and thunderstorms. That will set the field for more showers and thunderstorms to impact as we go into your Wednesday toward the middle of next week. So it'll be mostly cloudy, windy, and humid with thunderstorms, which can bring hail and damaging winds. As of right now, I do not have a severe weather threat, but be prepared just in case. So Wednesday could be another rather active day for us. So with chance of storms, with a decent chance of storms around. High of 87, low of 73. Winds will be from the south at 16 miles per hour, gusts up to 45 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. So chance of storms are back for your Wednesday, and more widespread storms will continue even as we go into your Thursday. We have strong thunderstorms in the morning. Otherwise, it will be cloudy, very warm and humid. With a high of 86, low of 71, winds will be from the south at 13 miles per hour. Chance of rain 60%. And also, as we go into your Friday, as we close out next week, as we go into the end of next week, for next Friday, we will wrap up next week again with the continuation of the decent chances of showers and thunderstorms around, with a decent chance of storms. So it'll be very warm and humid with mainly cloudy skies. We have thunderstorms in the morning. Otherwise, we have followed by periods of rain and thunderstorms mostly in the afternoon. High of 87, low of 68. Winds will be from the southeast at 9 miles per hour. Chance of rain 60%. So we could be in for a rather stormy and wet. So this entire next several days are going to be totally spring-like. Totally spring-like with a chance of showers, with a decent chances of showers and storms occurring every few days. So. And of course the stormy and wet weather doesn't end there. The stormy and wet weather doesn't end there. We're going to next Saturday, which is the 5th. We expect a decent chance of showers. It would be cloudy and warm with a decent chance of showers. We have a decent chance of showers. We have a high temperature in the mid-80s. Chance of rain 50%. This will be for next Saturday, which is the 5th. And of course, for next Sunday the 6th. Expect another decent chance of thunderstorms. We'll have highs in mid-70s, chance of rain 70%. Then expect partly mostly cloudy skies as we go into Monday, the following week, which will be the 7th. We'll have a high temperature in low 70s and no rains expected as of right now. So it looks like that we have. So get ready for several days of decent rain chances. So get the umbrellas out. So we're gonna wrap up the month of March, and of course, so the better half of the next 7 to 10 day period is looking to be rather stormy. Also, temperatures will remain above normal with warm, humid, moist air in place. So this is a entirely spring-like pattern we're going to be in each day with off and on rain chances. But now tomorrow's rain chance is not going to be a major widespread change. So we have a chance of a few showers, so again, so the temperature trend. So we'll have highs in the low 80s. So we will see very warm temperatures for the entire weekend. So temperatures will be well above normal for the entire weekend. That's both tomorrow, which is Saturday, and Sunday, with high temperatures reaching the low 80s each day. Of course, they will be watching a cold front coming through. That's why we have the severe weather threat on Sunday. Of course, we'll kind of lower it down. We'll be only slightly above normal with highs in mid-70s for Monday. We end the month of March, making it a perfect spring day. As we go into the month of April, warm and humid and moist air returns with highs reaching the mid-80s. And of course, we'll most likely keep our highs in the mid-80s through the better half of next week, beginning Tuesday all the way through Friday. That will carry us into the first few days of April. That would carry us up into at least the first 4 days of April, with high temperatures reaching at least the mid to possibly upper 80s with highs reaching at least in the mid-80s through much of the remainder of next week. And of course, with lows in the upper 60s and low 70s, that means we'll have very warm and moist air in place that will set the fuel for strong severe thunderstorms, with additional strong severe thunderstorms. So our weather pattern within the next week or so is going to be very, very active. So if you're a fan of storms, so of course, any of this rain that we're about to receive within the next several days is pretty beneficial, especially to the parts of the area that have been affected by wildfires, by the ongoing wildfires and lack of rain earlier this month. And now your rain chances. They have a 40% chance tomorrow, 90% chance for Sunday. That's when we have the severe weather threat. So be prepared. We have the air show happening this entire weekend, so my advice to you guys is to keep an eye, have the umbrella handy. Of course, the entire weekend should not be ruined. Again, 40% chance tomorrow, which is Saturday, 90% for Sunday. That's when we have the severe weather threat upon us. We'll take a pause on the high rain. We'll take a pause on the rain chances for Monday and Tuesday. We'll use Monday and Tuesday to dry out, and of course, highly decent rain chances return for Wednesday, 80% for Wednesday, and then of course 60% for both Thursday and Friday of next week. And decent rain chances will also continue as we go into next weekend. And I expect very breezy conditions for Sunday and again toward the middle of next week. Now, estimated rainfall total between now and the end of next week, we're looking at least anywhere between 3 and 3.5 to possibly 4 inches, or maybe even greater. So we could be looking at fairly decent amounts of rain within the next several days. So hope you guys are prepared for a rather stormy pattern we're about to begin, which is entirely typical weather fashion for this time of year. Well, that will be all the time that I have for you guys here on this Friday night. Once again, my name is Felton Parker. I'm officially signing off here. You guys have a good night. Sleep peacefully. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a blessed weekend. Once of all, remain blessed and stay safe. Thank you.